Awesome.
Welcome to another AMA here at the Scandinavian Crypto Pub Talk. Today, on the 13th of February, we have Rosy Whale with us. So go ahead, guys. Let us hear your background in crypto and who you are.
Sure. So I can start. Now, who are we? So my name is Lucas, with Rosy now over a year. Started in crypto in 2017, like most of us, right? Throughout the bull run, everybody wanted to get rich, but nobody got rich. Everybody got on that ride, and then lost a few bucks in the 2018 bear market. Since then, started trading about development, PineScript, and all those things. Was super interesting to see that you can actually use volatile market and produce some scripts. So was doing that. Now what else? Reading a lot of DeFi protocols, being in the space, not creating anything before Rosy Whale, and that's where we are 1 year ago. We basically came together, all of us. So we actually have a huge team here. So that's not me alone. The project, we have Tim, we have Gabriela, we have Vidas, I have a few other people. So basically, Tim is the main strategy analyst behind the Rosy Whale. He's the main brains and the main architect. It's his strategy that's now being popularized and getting hundreds of people who are using Rosy Whale right now. And let's say I'm more responsible for product development, all the design things, and Gabriel is responsible for business development. So mostly doing only Rosy Whale at the moment because it's bringing huge results, and finalizing V2 version. So don't have too much energy right now because we're almost pushing V2.1 live. So spend all day on that. So now Mike to Gabriela.
So my background is a little bit different from Lucas, I would say. I have some corporate experience working in investment banking back 2017, 2016. I used to work in a company called Intrum. So I was doing some things in a very hardcore traditional finance, and then I left at some point because basically I realized that the world probably is going to a different direction. I have 2 degrees. I've been studying I have a double degree with Norwegian Business School. I used to study as well data science here in Copenhagen. That's my background. And I met with Lucas at some point. We started investing together in cryptos, and here we are now with Rosy Whale. Tim will join us, I think, in 10 minutes. So he is the architect behind the product. So he's creating the strategies, but I think in 10 minutes he can tell more.
All right. And there are actually more people in the I know we say project, but actually it's business. We are profitable. We are generating money. So it's more business than a crypto project. Now, there are more people, Vadim is also responsible for all the legal stuff. Vidas is the business guy coming from Tesla and so on. Basically, all of us, we came from big corporations to work on Rosy Whale because we saw the huge opportunity in the market, and that's it. So let me very quickly go through the slides, if it's fine. Now, what is Rosy Whale? First of all, right? The name is fun, it's beautiful, but what does it do? It's essentially Rosy Whale and allows you to trade automatically, to manage your portfolio automatically. So many people, they don't have time, they don't have the knowledge, or they're just too emotional to make some decisions, and they want to use Rosy Whale. Now, and we came up with the idea and with the product to actually create an end-to-end solution for users to manage their portfolio. So let's say you have 10,000 USDT, and you don't want to risk too much. You just want to say, okay, I want to grow my capital alongside the market. I want to use the opportunities. I want to use the market inefficiencies, and that's what Rosy Whale helps you to do. All you have to do, you have to deposit, connect your wallet, MetaMask wallet, deposit into our vaults, which are up and coming right now in the V2.1 version. Select a strategy. So at the moment, we have one main strategy, and we'll have more add-ons that will people be able to kind of enable or disable. But the main strategy that's making money, that's optimizing your portfolio, is done, is live, and is being used since June 2022. Also, people are able to create their own vaults if they want to. They are able to select different coins if they want to, let's say, accumulate or focus on some coins. And later on, they will be able also to create add-ons for the main strategy and maybe create their own strategies. And that's it. You generate positive return of investment. You earn real yield with Rosy. Is actually something that we are working right now to allow token stakers to get real yield, because that's where the crypto narrative is going, and that's actually the reality. That's what every crypto project or crypto business should do. Now, why we're developing this complicated. I don't know any other project that's doing the same. There are many trading bots, there are this and that, but a strategy that in the long term outperforms DCA and HODL, and it's set and forget, where you don't have to do anything, it doesn't exist in the market. And that's what Rosy Whale does. So essentially, your retail and institutional users can invest. It's basically this part which is now enabled and which is working right now. And later on, we're going to have strategy developers, which include us and other people, that will deploy additional add-ons to the strategy or offer their own strategies. So I already explained, if you have a BUSD, at the moment we are live on the PancakeSwap, so on Binance Smart Chain. Later on, we're going to push to other DEXs, because we already got, for example, today we got a call with another chain. I don't even know the name, but they want us to launch our vaults, and they want to provide liquidity for us on their own chain and so on. But the goal is really to go multi-chain to all of the chains, because the strategy doesn't care about the chain. It doesn't care about the currency, to be honest. Users are able to select the add-ons, which we call risk management techniques. So if they want to risk a little bit more, if they want to just go for a default strategy, which is now live. And that's it. They generate yield, or they generate money slowly. Coming soon, fiat on ramp, very important, cross-chain influencer strategies, and so on, stuff like that. Again, GAP 3.5 is what's running right now. It's completed, it's live. Everybody is able to use it. Very soon launching the V2.1 version, which is the major update to what we have. And we're going to have a few more strategies later on, and one of them will be multi-frame regression, which we're going to call Rosy Shark. Again, this will not be the long-term strategy. This will be more short-term strategy. So something what exists in the market, something similar to other strategies, however more profitable, because we have that. We have 5 years of experience developing strategies. So we are on a totally different level than any other, let's say, crypto project or whatever. As a performance of the strategy, I think that is HODL and that is Rosy. It outperforms HODL, outperforms DCA. And you can see all the data points actually on the homepage. So we'll be pushing the new update for the homepage most probably tomorrow, or in 2 days, or maybe in 3 days latest. And we're going to have all the data points where you will be able to really follow up and see where Rosy performs better than HODL or DCA. Later on, what we're going to offer our infrastructure, because what we created is a complicated infrastructure which allows kind of any strategy to run on chain. And so once we realized that, we said, okay, let's use it, right? And let's maybe later on add other professional people who are developing strategies. So currently, how it's working is that we are asking prices on Binance Oracle. We're performing trades on PancakeSwap DEX, and users just have to use their MetaMask wallet to perform, to basically deposit and withdraw. Rosy Vaults, it's what we call Rosy Collections, is essentially allowing users to focus on some specific coins. So, for example, maybe you don't want to. What Rosy strategy does currently is to invest in top 30 different coins according to the market cap. However, some people, for example, have some specific knowledge. They say, okay, I like DopeX because I like crypto options. I think that this will boom. Or maybe I like gaming, right? And I know a few gaming tokens that I would kind of like to bet on. So you are able to essentially build your collections and also join other people's collections and focus majorly on those coins. And essentially, when those coins perform well, you will perform extremely well using Rosy. Now, competition, I mean, you can compare Rosy to trading bots if you want. You can compare Rosy to some yield generation platforms like Swissborg and some platforms like Ribbon Finance. Ribbon Finance is a great platform. However, let's say the strategy itself is superior than the others. I mean, it's fully defined, so on and so on. I mean, most important is the returns, the data. If you have a better strategy, then it's easy to be better than your competitors. That's as simple as it gets. And again, what we focused on is really on low risk, because it's easy to create some script on TradingView just to launch it and say, look, I have 3,000. I did 3,000% in the last few years. It is easy to do it, and other companies, they try to do it and they play around with the percentages, but essentially it boils down to they shorting the market, they longing the market, and in the end they get wrecked. Everybody gets wrecked in this market. And being here since 2017, developing scripts together with Tim, gave us a lot of knowledge on the market and allowed us to really create a superior product. Now, token is also in our plans and will be released very soon. Token will provide real yield, and that's essentially what we are currently working on. So let's say we are basically now generating 0.2% per trade. That's the fee on Rosy Whale. We're also going to have a deposit and withdrawal fees once we launch the vaults on the PancakeSwap, and some of those profits will go to token stakers. So we really believe that that's currently the only way to really make token popular, make token valuable in the ecosystem, and also to attract more people. And token will also give special rights. For example, access to Rosy Shark, traditional strategies, will allow users to create their own vaults. We'll also have something like whale funds and so on. We're gonna launch a small fund for whales and so on. So stuff like that. These are the different tier levels. So you can check it out in the documentation. A website is also being updated right now with all those tier levels. But essentially, you want to be Rosy Whale. You want to have at least 1 million coins in order to really benefit from everything what Rosy Whale has to offer. The distribution of tokens, that's essentially the different rounds that we have. So it's an early bird round. It's already full, and we're going to have a seed and private round. We're currently discussing where to do a public round. So we have a few opportunities from centralized exchanges and also from IDO platforms. We want to go with the best ones. So we are still kind of not taking a decision. We have a DAO maker also for the public launch for 5 cents per token. And currently we are in between a seed and private round. So currently seed round. And after those two are done, we're then going to go to the public. Everything is planned within a few months time from now. Also a little bit depends on the market. We don't want to really do it in a downwards going market, but it seems like everything will be fine. And that's our roadmap, and we take it seriously, and we implement what we've said we're going to implement. So GAP 3.5, it's our main product, implemented and launched in June 2022. More than 1 million AUM. I think what we also didn't, we have a huge trading volume. It's over 10 million. We'll put a real number in the new homepage, but essentially a lot of trades going through us, and Binance and other exchanges noticed that already. So this month is a beta launch for the on-chain strategies. I mean, it's the same GAP 3.5, but on-chain as what I showed in the presentation. Okay, so now it's deployed, it's live since last week, but it's under testing between the team members, and very soon it will be live on the front end as well. Now, later on coming this Rosy Shark perpetual strategy. The infrastructure will be ready by the summer. Then we're going to have fiat on-ramp and maybe off-ramp, still not sure. And tradable ledgers are coming also later this year. These are our partners. Actually, there are more partners, and we just started now to announce and go with the other partners. So there will be much more than that. But Kado Money is doing on-ramp. Paraswap will be doing the on-chain trades, hash flow, cross-chain swapping, and so on and so on. Also doing different deals with KOLs, with influencers. Very important that they also kind of notice our platform and then invite people to use it. The team is not full right here. There are a few more people actually who joined recently, but essentially Tim is in the chat, Gabriela and myself are in the chat. I briefly talked about Vadim and Vidas and the rest of the people that are helping for the back end and the whole IT infrastructure. Investment schedule, that's what I showed in the previous slide. Currently seed round, very soon private round, and then we're going to go to the public round on DAO Maker and some of the centralized exchanges. NFTs are not yet live. We are still seeing how we can actually have a real utility for NFTs, because we're not trying to be a hype crypto project. We're just providing value. I mean, in the last, everybody who is in our beta group did over 20% pure profit in the last 1 month or so. So really helping people to make money. That's what Rosy Whale is doing. And yeah, that's it. We are now looking for partners. We're looking for great people to support us. We started to push our social media quite recently: Telegram, Twitter, Discord. Yeah, here we are, and now we are open for questions.
That was the most Speedy Gonzalez AMA I've ever been to. I think we're done with the AMA after 18 minutes. To be
That's
honest,
good.
I didn't
Yeah.
catch almost anything because you speed too much forward. So you need to work on your AMAs, boys.
Gotcha. So we can go through the questions. I mean, you can ask some questions. That's not a problem. Yeah, because I not doing this for the first time, and that's why I probably went a little bit too quick. But I mean, we can actually come back to the slides where you have questions. I can repeat or maybe explain the information a little bit better.
Yeah, because we have to go back to how
Sure.
you're seeing yourself like unique and disruptive in the crypto space. What kind of gap have you found that you see you were providing your ecosystem like in a consistent way based on your bots and modules?
So what kind of gap is people getting wrecked, really? I mean, first of all, us in 2017 to 18, we lost a lot of money, and we started developing different bots, and then we saw, okay, we were long, we short, BitMEX and everything what happened in the space, we were there. And then essentially we realized that it is extremely hard to build something sustainable that would sustain cycles, okay? And we see so many protocols come and go, including Luna, and including many others. And we see, okay, how we can build something that would, work automatically, where you don't have to have any manual interaction, would still make money, would take profit automatically, and would buy bottoming levels. So how we can build something like that. And that's where, let's say, Tim spent 4 years of his time and nailed it. And we were able to launch it last year. And I believe that we are really the best. We will become the best protocol in this year in the market. From seeing, what people are hyped about GMX and all those things. I mean, we provide, but Rosy Whale provides better returns and more sustainable returns than the rest. So yeah, that's a little bit about it.
Yeah, I can add a little bit as well. There are a lot of different, protocols, DeFi solutions where we try to compete with different percentages and promising people a fixed rates. We don't do that because that's quite impossible to do something fixed from the legal perspective, actually, and from the market perspective, because market is super unpredictable, especially in the crypto markets. So yeah, this is where we fill a gap and we say, okay, what we are gonna do here on the back end, we are gonna trade on a different levels and provide a real yield if we are talking in those hype terms these days. So yeah, this is where the gap is filled here, actually, now saying to the people, yeah, the real things, and yeah, providing what is possible from the market.
Yeah, like your headline on your homepage, Rosy Whale escaped the bear market by becoming a whale. Well, like today with all the FUD or the news about SEC wanting to kind of remove stable coins and stuff out in the market, how would a bot react to those news and probably just news that is over in a couple of days and market is back to normal?
Totally fine for us because we do multi-quote. So we, for example, we're trying now to partner with Coinbase and Kraken because they're two most, let's say, exchanges with the most institutional clients, and that's what we're also aiming for. And for example, Kraken allows to trade USD. They also allows to trade euros. So even if something happens to one specific stablecoin, it doesn't affect Rosy because you can switch it to another stablecoin or just any other currency.
And I can add a little bit as well, maybe about the strategy. Can talk in more details. But basically, the strategy works as a risk management tool. So, for example, you never place all your money into different positions. So it takes a portion and then trades with that portion. So you will always have some, money, some stable coins left, so you can buy those lower levels if markets are dropping. a lot. So yeah, that's
Yeah, it basically risk manages your whole portfolio. So it is a complicated formula, right? And we're not talking too much about it. And we always say, try it out. And when people try it out, they say, oh, damn, that's great. It's making me money automatically, slowly. You're not going to get rich. You're not going to get whale in 1 year or so. I mean, one cycle, yes, but one cycle takes 4 years or so. So you have to have patience for sure. And yeah, so that's the thing. It manages your whole portfolio. So for example, the market was up in the last few days. It started to fall, slowly retrace. It sold most of the coins. It went to stables once again, and now we're dropping a little bit. And now it's again the engine is buying slowly. So you always have stable coins to buy. You never invest full. You never go full in. It's not a signal based strategy. It's really a fully fledged solution.
Okay. Also, then in terms of who are the people you're kind of targeting here with the basic concept, because I can see that it's not like people just buying a token or a coin and hoping for the best. You're kind of targeting those, let's say, investors or traders that has some months or maybe a year in the market, because I think it would be hard for my grandmother or mother to understand the basic concept of connecting the APIs and stuff to have full automatically trading bots.
Yeah, for sure. So what we are offering, or what you're going to offer, actually, maybe I can go on Figma to see the newest design that we going to push very soon, is basically either a connection through a wallet, like MetaMask, what I showed in the presentation, or a connection throughout API key. So you should be able to, familiar with one of those methods at least. So again, targeting people who already have some familiarity with exchanges, right? That's a must, right? And just a moment. Yeah. So simple as that, right? People can just go there, can select a vault and invest in it. And either they select an exchange, Binance, Huobi, Kraken, or whatever, or they select a MetaMask, right? And if they select MetaMask, it will be done through PancakeSwap. So basically on-chain. Either off-chain or on-chain. That's the maximum we can do. And the next level is really the on-ramp. So people would come here and would on-ramp directly to their MetaMask. That's also what Kado Money will allow us to do. So we're trying to simplify as much as possible. And I think later on we'll be simplifying the front end even more. But at the moment, you must have some knowledge definitely in this field to invest.
Correct. So in terms that you kind of looked into other utilities and bots out there for trading, you have done some incremental improvements on kind of their stuff. But what do you say is the radically new innovation that you're bringing to the to the ecosystems of crypto?
Yeah, that's a very good question, actually. I really like this question. Exactly what we did, right? We were developing different bots and we were also analyzing different bots. We did everything that's possible, right? We did some arbitrage, we did also delta neutral and so on and so on. Beautiful, we have other strategies that give you 20%, 25% a year. But how can you actually create something that would sustain cycles? That was the question that we tried to answer. How can you say that this vault will not change? You will invest right now in 4 or 5 or 6 years. You will still be able to go to the same website and see your investment, and your investment will not be down, but it will be slowly going up together with the market. And that's the new innovation, because if you think about it, what other project was, let's say present in 2019 or 2018, and it's still present to this day and still, profitable? Probably none, or very, very few ones, except exchanges and infrastructure projects, right? And that's what we really try to be different, because Tim finalized the strategy maybe 2 years ago. We're using it since 1 year, and since 8 months we are offering it to people, and it's not changing. We don't have to adapt the strategy. Basically, if you go to TradingView or you use any other trading strategy, the owners, they constantly have to adapt the strategy. And if they don't want, or if they, let's say, they got rich already and they want to do something else, that's it. You're screwed as a user, right? In this situation, you're not. And so once our contract is live, I mean, it's live right now, but once it's live on the website, you will always be able to use it, deposit, and yeah, make use out of it. Again, what is very important is that our strategy is private. It's never going to be public, because I go to our competitor websites, like Ribbon Finance and so on. You can see all their strategies public. They are all public. I mean, you can copy paste the code, you can adjust the code, and so on and so on. And that's why they're short lived. They will live for a year or for 2 years. They become popular. Hype goes down, and that's it. If you have something truly valuable, you will never put it on a public blockchain. That's a reality, and that's why our contracts are enclosed contracts and not public.
All right. Sounds good. So, can you tell us also about your project partners, who they are, and what they bring to your table?
Sure. Definitely. So one of the partners is the Kado Money, who is bringing us on-ramp and later on off-ramp solutions. So it would be also super fun to have this off-ramp done, which will allow people to kind of use debit card and use your money directly from wallets. But that's something for the future, right? Again, at the moment, we will have on-ramp integrated, meaning that you go to Rosy Whale and you can pay through your IBAN or through your debit card and immediately invest into one of the vaults, that you don't have to go through a centralized exchange. Paraswap is another partner that is helping with all the cross-chain transfers, and that will allow us to really have less fees, pay less fees for all the transfers. Because now, if you manually go and, let's say, buy and sell something on PancakeSwap or on some other exchanges, you're paying more fees, and Rosy Whale will have the opportunity to pay less fees. Similar with Hashflow, Hashflow is doing this cross-chain. Now, for oracles, we're using More Network, and we're going to use Binance Oracle, which was released a few months in November 2022. Apollo X is another partner of ours. We'll be offering perps strategy. So the perp strategy will be running on their exchange. It's a Binance Smart Chain exchange. Now the BCC chain is our main partner, which I forgot to say. So we are officially incorporated into Binance Smart Chain Kickstarter program, into their I don't remember the name, but essentially we're working with the team of Binance Smart Chain to implement strategies. They're going to provide us marketing support, they're going to provide us liquidity and all of that stuff. We're also planning to work with Aptos. We had the first discussions with them. Still not working with them, but that's basically the goal. And new partners coming up very, very soon. So you will see spaces now. We will start doing spaces every single week with the new partners, because I think that kind of a few weeks ago, our product got discovered by many people, and they was like, oh, damn, that's cool. They tried it, they liked it, and now they want to kind of partner with us. So we will have much more partners than that going forward.
That's nice. Always good to see projects having partnerships in place and also go around the different communities and connect. What do you say are the security measures that you have adopted into your bots from hacking and bugs?
So I think that would be the best question for Tim. But let's say what happened to 3Commas would never happen to us, because it's how they save API keys. If now we're talking about centralized exchanges, so we already saw that saving keys in the database like 3Commas, it is very risky, and that's exactly that got leaked. So for example, we're doing it totally different, and I would love Tim to speak a little bit about it if he's online, if he's listening. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
If not, then we can go to, I can still continue. And the second measure is we're going to have enclosed contract, which means that, again, enclosed contract is always more difficult to hack. And again, definitely going to provide audits, 2 different audits, at least, also audited by Binance, will be audited by Binance Smart Chain to make sure that it is secure what we are running. But again, that's the thing. We will not have any owner of the contract, and that's why the contract will be much more secure, because we don't need to do any changes in the contract. We never need to have the chance to, let's say, get a liquidity out or do any change. It's a strategy that is 100% complete, and the owner of the contract will not exist. So there will be no chances to do any changes in the contract, and I think that's the most secure method. And other projects, they cannot offer this because they usually have to change something, they have to upgrade something, and so on and so on. And if something changes in the programming languages, we can always spin up a new contract if there's something vital to be changed.
But yeah, how will you do that then? Because the current contract, if it's reannounced and you can't disable the trading, how will you do that?
That's the thing, that we never have to do that. I mean, if something fundamentally changes, let's say Binance Smart Chain doesn't exist anymore, then we have to reprogram, or we have to launch it on another chain. That would be the only thing. So that's something, let's say, a catastrophical event where, let's say, all coins on Binance Smart Chain, they're simply now worth nothing. So then we would have to redeploy to another chain. But again, that's a very kind of a catastrophical, difficult circumstances that, we cannot think of now.
Okay.
Hello. Here he is.
Hi, Tim. Great. So, Tim, you want to say something about the security? Because, I mean, I'm a more product guy, and Tim is really the tech guy, the big brains. And, so, Tim, maybe a few words about you or something.
Let's get into some depth on that, because the only thing I see on the webpage is how safe is trading. It says very safe, and nothing really more than that.
Yeah. So maybe, Tim, you want to talk about the file storage or stuff like that to describe the training.
Really the technical details? Okay. Where to start?
Tim is crazy guy. He can talk for 1 hour about any tech topic you want. So
yes, like horrible. Technical details. Yeah. So the basic idea is that. I was part in the leak of Binance leaking ID information of people, right? So I was in the batch of ID cards that got exposed, and basically that was by a database hack. And I thought, damn, that sucks. So by then I was thinking, so how every database storage is kind of could be considered safe, because you do this and that. It's kind of higher level storage. So I thought, what's the most fundamental level to which you can store stuff? Well, that's basically in the file system itself, right? Okay, so let's choose file system and let's store it encrypted in the file system, etc., etc. So eventually, we ended up designing a safe store in the encrypted file system that basically takes these people's keys, right, for the exchange API, the exchange API keys. So, but then obviously it's kind of difficult to really have a dynamic front end, because one end you have the trading engines that take care of the trading. These take into account, but they use the API keys, and a lot of things can happen with API keys, right? You can query the exchange, and then the exchange says, no, I don't give a response. I give you a 403 or whatever, right? So the noise you receive trading these keys, and for sure, if you scale up that domain of interactivity with these exchanges, the noise becomes more and more and more, right? So you cannot say, oh, this is a wrong API key because I could not use it now, so bye-bye. Basically, you have to build in noise filters, etc., etc. But also, at some threshold, you have to be aware that if the key is not operating or doesn't work for a significant amount of time, well, then it could be that the key is just invalid itself. Right? 9 out of 10 times you get a invalid response from the exchange, but often you don't. Because these exchanges are not crazy, right? If it becomes too crowded with automated traders, they just signal a disrupting signal, right? They send out a lot of zeros on a few prices. Then a lot of bots tend to crap out because they start dividing through zero and all these kind of things, right? So.
And I think that's really the experience, right? Because we started, Tim, you started earlier. You started 2016 or 2017, right, with the development of those things. So you really went through all the possible nits and grits and every single detail. Like dividing by zero when they're trying to shake out bots and all of that stuff, right? I mean, it requires experience. You cannot just take a young team and just, even if they have a great idea, you cannot just build the product like this. You really need at least a few years of experience and at least 10, 20 different bots that when you realize that, now you have this holy grail.
Yeah, so basically, I did a lot of experience with BitMEX back in the day because they were known for the most horrible exchange when it came to API connectivity, right? So that's basically where I really got this skill set acquired to iron out all the little nitty-gritty details about how exchanges use the broker narrative, right? Like regular brokers, they take a spread and they make money, right? And these kind of exchanges, which are, kind of always connected and can be like a bots for these exchanges can be like a bad case of fleas on a dog, right? Because they have to shake it off, otherwise it's kind of getting clogged up, and so then the price is going nowhere because all these bots are kind of fighting with one another. So these exchanges do kind of a reset, and even in libraries that you can download from GitHub, for example, CCTX library, all these exchanges that are certified CCTX, they have a kill switch built in that the exchange can signal, so. All these tricks they have up their sleeves, you have to overcome it, so you can at least maintain that stability. And that in combination with the file store, which is that's what it was about. It was hard to get this kind of simple information, because it sounds simple. Are my keys connected or not? Right? Propagated to the front end such that you have an overall idea of, yes, my keys are still operational, right? So, and that little aspect alone is like to iron out every little nitty-gritty detail on it. I think that's worth half a year of developing, and not even to mention the trading strategies themselves, right? And then obviously creating it such that you have a scalable approach, right? Because you are limited per exchange. Some exchanges do allow for 100 calls per second. Some do allow for 5 calls per second. Some, and then you can do WebSocket, but then you are, don't even start about WebSocket. If there's some inconsistent, it's WebSockets, right? So that's a lot. And the favor is always on the side of the exchange. So I'm also happy that we now go off-chain, right? Not on-chain, I mean, not off-chain. We go, on-chain. So that we go on-chain, because that deals a lot with connectivity problems with centralized exchanges, and also obviously with ownership, right? You have your own keys and it's your wallet which is being traded, right? Not really yet, because we have vaults. But basically, you have a vault and you have a share in the vault, right? And that you can always take out, right? So, that's really exciting.
Yeah. So for people listening now, because we have more experienced medium traders on exchanges, we have newbies more into PancakeSwap and Uniswap and those things.
Awesome. Yeah.
If they know, say, okay, I've listened to Rosy Whale, I've listened to the experienced traders, I have $10,000 that I want to use for the button trading on centralized exchanges and also DEXs. What is the recipe they have to do? Do they have to open up accounts on every centralized exchange you will be trading with your bots, and how will it be in terms of wallets? Will they have to connect APIs to all their 6 or 7 or 8 wallets? How do they move forward in actually setting up everything?
So pretty much really easy, right? We try to simplify the process as much as we can. So let's say this is one of my accounts, right? I just logged in with Google, and what I can do, I can add an exchange. So let's say at the moment I have Binance, I have Huobi, and that's it. All I have to do, I go here, add an exchange. We select Binance or BitGet, let's say, and we have to provide those details, API key, secret key, and passphrase for BitGet. And that's it, we connect. Once we are connected, we are able to use all the strategies and all the coins that are present on this exchange. And we also are able to use the gap 3.5. So essentially, very, very simple if you already know how to use an exchange. And one exchange is totally enough, right? So let's say if you have Binance account and you say, I want to activate Rosy with 10K, that's fine. You just add Binance. You add 10K to your exchange, and that's it. You're done. You are able to start. You just have to make sure that your credits are positive, right? That you prepaid for your for Rosy because she's using she's taking 0.2% fee per trade, and that's it. You're good to go.
Yeah, so people have to kind of open up their accounts on Binance. They have to do fiat ramp into Binance account, of course, and then have to go and find or create the API for using here.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Correct.
for third-party intervention. Yes, that's true. We
Yeah.
really have core business of making sure the trading goes fine. Yeah, true.
But let us say then, okay, there's a coin now on Binance, but it's also on Huobi or coin Bitrex, whatever, and they want to do arbitrage trading, like the price is one place is higher or lower than the other one. How can you make the bots kind of trade on different exchanges at the same minutes or hours?
Basically, in reality, the bot doesn't care about your prices. It doesn't care about anything of these kind of things. It just cares about volatility and the spread it can take between each trade it makes. So, and it really doesn't care that you, well, obviously you could make a case, could Rosy not arbitrage between exchanges, but then you know, if that is a thing you should monitor not 24/7 while you are trading such a thing, because the core, one of the core components in the strategy is that it is what I tend to call an offline strategy. You can skip trades without affecting the performance, right? That's something that's extremely important. So you have to have a strategy that you could basically, well, you know, if you run it once a day, it should be fine. If you run it once 5 days, it should be fine. If you run it once per 5 minutes, it should be fine. And also it should run simultaneously along itself, and it should identify its own trade at the same time. Well, because we have a scalability, not an issue, we have a scalability wish, and that if you don't take care of these things in the design of your strategy, you run into issues, right? So because you always have to identify your own footprint. Yeah. And that's kind of, otherwise you start trading yourself, and that's kind of lame. And so, and then you talk about arbitrage trade. That's kind of on top of that is next level, right? So I would, and it's already, you know, that's already difficult to design a strategy that actually performs, that you can say, oh, this is nice, right? And then introducing nice things on top to make it more attractive is kind of, you know, missing the point, right? That's kind of, yeah, okay, that looks nice on paper, but in reality, it turns out to be, oh yeah, well, it sounded nice, right? So no, this is really designed to actually perform over time, right? Obviously, we don't make a 1% a day. That's kind of, it sounds awesome, and it's not even awesome because people expect 50% a day or trades of 300%. Forget it. You know, that's not what it is about. This is putting your money, do as if she's a bank, just deposit, and it will be fine, right? You don't lose a huge amount when the market is crazy bear, but once the bear is over, you can be assured that it's a horrible, awesome performance, you know, and really awesome. So, you know, I always say,
if I'm going to Mallorca this summer then for like 4 weeks, and I say, okay, let's set up this portfolio management and bot trading for this month. I put in $1,000. How much is a good estimate that I can get in return in a month?
In a month, Bitcoin has a cycle. The market has a cycle time of 4 years, so a month is nothing. You can go that month down.
Exactly.
You can go that month up, right? If you know when to start, well, tell me, because I really want to know too. Because somewhere along the line you can sense, well, maybe likely we are at the bottom currently, sort of ish, right? Every indicator says we are kind of bottoming, but then you and I know, well, that's still a Michael Saylor that could be liquidated, right? So, okay.
Yeah.
If he could be so that's kind of, you don't know, right? It could well be that he gets liquidated. Then we ought. Yeah,
but you
sorry.
say on the web page that you kind of have an average yearly ROE on 49%.
Yes.
So that means
Yes.
that
But
you should
yes.
have
So
like
that
around 5% or 4% then in a month.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
So that's what we did. We based on historical values. But the thing is, you cannot promise the same for the future, right? For example, in 2023, we have much more annualized. We have much more than 49% this year already. So it's beautiful, but we don't advertise that. We don't promise that. This 49%, it's a great number already, right? Right, and it's taken into account the last 3 years. Beautiful, but what is important here, if you want to use Rosy Whale, is to understand how the strategy works. And for example, I can just show one of my other portfolios on Hobby, right? It's running since October, so pretty much new. It was about 600, then it went to 680, and we had a beautiful pump. It went to 821, okay? And it dropped now to 796. And we saw a drop, let's say, from Bitcoin from 24 point something until 21. So Bitcoin dropped and the market dropped more than 10%, while the strategy dropped, 2% or something like that. And that's exactly how the strategy works. So it uses the pumps and it rides the pumps, but when the market drops, it preserves the value. It drops much less. So you slowly go with the market and you slowly go up. That's what the strategy does. It doesn't short the market. So if the whole market is dumping right now, the best case scenario, or the Rosy Whale scenario, is that she's going to start investing slowly until you reach the bottom. She will load up more investments and then you will go up. Eventually the market will go up and you will go up as well. But you will not make money just like this if the market is flat. We need this volatility for Rosy to make money. But that's exactly what we're saying with the cycles, right? If you're patient enough and if you leave 1,000 for the cycle, it's beautiful. You know you're gonna double, triple, or fourple. So, but you have to have patience. It's a long-term problem.
That is the thing, that you have to look at this like equity fund. So either you go with the real world or you go with crypto, and of course there's much more higher risk in crypto. But like you say, that the bot takes care of the stuff that you won't lose your money like you potentially can in equity funds.
Yeah, that's amazing, right? Because it's like you can really set it and forget it, right? That's the whole premise. Because I spent so much time that I was kind of glad. So okay, and that was a few years ago from now, but I really was glad that it was set in stone and all these rules were in place and all the things and whatever you can think about, and it just starts operating as intended, And that was a huge relief because I started in 2016, right? When Ethereum was 3 and 4 euros, and 7 euros, right? I still have the receipts, but if I knew back then, that I should basically, at least have an X amount left of Ethereum, right? Every cycle, right? Because you do analyze, but nobody expected from 7 to,
Exactly.
With it did, right? So basically what you want, if you now buy 1 Ethereum, you want always, whatever happens, you always want to be able to buy that 1 Ethereum, right? Always, whatever happens. So if it skyrockets, then you still want to have the ability to buy that €1. If it drops, you want to have potentially buy more, right? So, but always, you don't want to. If you now start with 10 Ethereum, well, I can guarantee you, at the end of the cycle, you will still have that 10 Ethereum, and very likely you have even more on top of it, right? Because we have take profit mechanism, we have this, we have that. There's so much in place to make sure that whatever you start with, it's kind of, you won't lose it. And it stands to reason that if the price drops, that you can buy a little bit more Ethereum, obviously. And if the price skyrockets, we take a little bit of bleed on the asset side, in the sense that, okay, well, the dollar valuation goes up this high, right? Now we could buy 1 Ethereum, now we can buy 0.98 Ethereum and so on. But there will be a moment that it's retracing, and then we want to be sure that we can buy, maybe 1.4 Ethereum for the same amount, right? So that's kind of how we really narrow down every. So because I started with a lot of Ethereum, and back in the days, and I wish I had this principle by then, right? So that's kind of
Yeah,
yeah.
I had 10,000 BNB myself back in
Yeah, exactly.
2017.
Yeah,
But there was no use case for like 3.5 years.
Yes, crazy, right? Yes, and then it fucking pumps. Oh man. Yeah, so I was, of course, when the Corona dip happened, right? I was kind of eyeballing, because I bought Ethereum at 98 in the drop. I was happy. Yes, that's amazing. So because by then, I was at Bittrex, and this machine didn't do Bittrex at that day, right? So
yeah,
and I was also, Doji. Oh, I like Doji. So I think I bought 50K of Doji, and I thought, Doji. Oh man, Doji. Blah, forget about. So I went back in Ethereum. And, then the pump happened of Doji. Oh man, that's insane. But so you really don't know what's happening, right? But if this machine was, you never know. But if this machine was on Doji, and if it's on Doji, and a thing like that happened, you can be sure that it's in. You just buy, it's in. Okay, fine. Whatever happens, it will at least profit from the upside, and it will really protect you from any potential dramatic downside. So in the end, you will have always that satisfaction that you seek, because you are in for the gains, obviously, right? Like money for money. Let's be real, right?
Yeah.
It's fun, but everybody's in. Not because of the technology is awesome of Bitcoin, it's all speculation, and everybody wants to make big money. Well, you can try to make big money, but then 9 out of 10 times you end up, of 99 out of 100 times you end up losing patience, and then the things go wrong, right? And that's basically that's basically why this machine came into existence, why Rosy came into existence.
Yeah, I think it can be a nice supplement for also like people here in the pub that does go into private sales and seed sales, fair launches, hyper launches, whatever. And if they, of course, make profits out of those and take profits, they can always reinvest the profits into this kind of tool.
Yeah, sure, and I like what I like personally a lot about it. Her design start. I talk about her because we decided back in the past, Rosy is a girl. Fine, okay, good. So she started out as manual trade assistant, right? That's basically what it started. Whatever happened, my ass had to be covered, right? And the people involved ass had to be covered while they were trading, right? So that's basically where her fundamentals came from. So, but that's still part of a core principle. So, you can just buy any coin and she will risk manage it for you, right? On your behalf. So, and if then other trades are ongoing, she will just risk manage all your positions, even if they are manual positions, really risk manage neatly. So it fits the risk narrative put forth by her. And then, so then if you buy some token and it goes like accidentally, boom, bust, then you can assure you are out before it goes bust.
For sure.
Yeah, that's amazing. That I really like with her. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, what do you think is the best way for us to kind of collaborate or help out developing the project as a community in Rosy
Obviously, it's simple. I can say a lot of things. I can say, "Oh, it's amazing," but you should experience firsthand yourself. And we can hand out track records what you have done so far. We can hand out track records. Most procedures that offer automated trading, they offer you a track record of 3 months. That's kind of a bullish or a bearish cycle, and then they are wrecked, right? Basically, we can hand out track records for extending over a few years now, right? So, and really show it's legit as legit can be, and that it will indeed take care of your money, right? So, but I can say a lot of things, but basically in the end, it is, it's maybe you don't like your trading style at all. That is you think, oh man, I wish I whatever you wish, right? I wish he did more. Maybe so it's kind of, I would say taste it. And how can people taste it? Just by just signing in to making a little deposit on their exchange, which they are going to use soon. We have the ledger trading available for the public, right? For the bigger public. So then they can sign into the wallet, into the vault, which does has the same risk management principle in there. But then you take part of a bigger fund, right? That kind of a contract holding fund, and we have our token picks in these contracts, which are then risk managed by the gap strategy procedures, which which is Rosy's built around. So and but it's personal, obviously. Yeah,
of course. So you guys, of course, have a token, the Rosy token. So what's the kind of use case, and what's the upside of buying and holding those tokens instead of just using Rosy Whale for trading others?
So we recommend actually people join and try Rosy Whale, and what actually we saw is that people who try Rosy Whale, most of them, they like it, and then they say, okay, how can we get into the token sale, right? That's what happens, and we're very, very happy about it, because then it kind of reduces the number of speculators and token holders will be Rosy Whale users, and that's what we like. But what is important is the real yield, right? People will get paid from the fees that the protocol, that our smart contracts collect. And I think that's a huge narrative, and fairly simple, right? The more money, the more fees will be distributed to people. That's what we're currently working on. And again, apart that, there are some other cool features like access to other strategies that we're going to launch, because for us, it's essentially like that, right? We are self-sustainable and we are profitable as we are right now, right? So we are not pre-seed, we are not seed, we are really sustainable protocol, I would say business.
Yeah,
okay?
That was one of the merits, She has to pay for herself.
And for us, the thing is that even if everybody leaves, we are still sustainable and we are still making money. But obviously, people will not leave when they're making money with us. And essentially, token allows them to participate in the success of the protocol.
Yeah, but I'm thinking more like, okay, if I have $10,000 again and I want to buy $10,000 of Rosy tokens, is my only revenue from the tokens the chart and the income from all the trades? Or is there any other features in place or utilities?
So at the moment, that's it, right? And at the moment, this is it. And you will have also access to perp strategy, to Rosy Shark strategy. But again, that's what we're launching. So I would say that most crypto projects and protocols launch their token, they have either nothing or they're still building the platform and they'll have some staking, right? For us, we will have those features already launched when the token is live. So I think that's a huge thing already. And of course, later on, we're going to build up much more. This is just the very, very beginning, really, of the token itself. That's the very starting point. So Tim, if you want to add something on top.
Yeah, I'm very risk averse, right? And
Yeah.
obviously, offering a token with current speculation that the SEC is gonna like dissect every little token on the market, right? I'm very glad that we are slow, really slow to make big announcements and so on. But we do have awesome approaches with does involve tokens, but they are not, you know. Then there have to be a little bit of adjustment, otherwise they can be deemed to be a security, which you really don't want. So, but
Yeah.
this is kind of, you know, all the nitty gritty details regarding what is coming next, because there have to be some casualties regarding tokens to really eyeball what the kind of what is it? I don't know the word in English. Like the legal consequence. What is the the logic behind these legal consequences for these kind of for the people that did sell these tokens, that did put them on the market, right? So really dissect it, and because I have awesome principles in place, right? To actually have your token valued by performance, right? And these are kind of really solid mathematical principles that, you know, these are once they are in the market, then
I
it's hard to
understand.
And for us, what Tim is trying to say is that we cannot just simply launch a token and then see it go down in value, because we know that then people would leave the platform, or some people would not be interested in Rosy Whale. So for us, it's in the whole designing of the token and the whole features and utilities what we're creating. We really want to make sure that the token performs well in the long term. That's the goal, right? And that actually the value comes from the protocol.
Because you have like seed sale, you have team tokens, you have pre-sale, you have private sale. I guess for the pub now, we're kind of discussing private sale. And from the trades, you then have rewards, which will also be in tokens, I guess.
So rewards for analysts. That's social feature that will be live on the platform later on.
But from the trading fees, what will that be?
So trading fees are actually the fees that the protocol collects and then distributes some parts of it.
But is that stable coin, or is it token? What is it?
That's stable coin, right? Every trade we do on chain, it's versus stable, right? Probably BUSD, often BUSD though, and we do have a referral system in place, right? That's also BUSD based, right? So that's basically kind of things that have already established value, right? That makes sense, because otherwise you give people like thin air, as if that's valuable. Here you have something, thin air, be happy. Nobody wants that.
Yeah, so because in the pub we need to of course do analysis, and we buy into the private, but then I understand also there is 10 months of vesting. Linear vesting. That means that you get some percent at launch, but then of course there are so many tokens in here. So what will you say is the best security measures? Because we have been around for a while, and what we see with vested projects, of course, is that investors sell tokens every day. And if there's not enough volume or market makers on the centralized exchanges and stuff that you're trying to go on to, then it kind of goes down all the way.
Yeah, of course. But that makes sense. You have people buying and then people selling, right? And if a project is kind of, the hype is over, then more people start to sell, and even people that are at loss, they are even selling more, because they think, well, it's enough for me. And it's backed by nothing, just sentiment, right? And sentiment is like ebb and flow.
Exactly. That's the biggest point.
And the whole point is that you don't want to have a sentimental token, but just a token that is rooted in mathematics, correlated to how we operate on chain, right? So basically, we have to have these ties with the buy and sell procedures she has. You can imagine yourself a situation where you get you get minted the coin because you have a stake in the vault, right? This coin can be hedged, pancake swap or something. Then you put it in a liquidity pool, and suddenly that token becomes tradable. But even if the token goes down in price, you can still go to the fund and say, my tokens here you have, and then you have your money back, right? So while the token is depreciated, right, it still maintains its value relative to the, not relative, absolute to the fund you have, so that's kind of how, and if you then build out that principle, by having liquidity pools and put these stake tokens, right? These stakeholder tokens into these liquidity pools, and then you associate them also with the Rosy token, then you have something tangible that is basically backed by value, right? By real value. So, and that even if people try to sell, you reach a bottom to which it's kind of auto-correcting itself, right? So, that's the kind of that's what you seek in a well-designed protocol, right? So, these kind of things are I wouldn't say in the design table, but the design is ready. It's more or less in the nitty-gritty details, right? That's it.
Yeah,
and you have to compare with the other tokens that are doing real yield, that actually are paying users from the profits. Like let's say GMX and those kind of tokens, they would be an example, right? That's essentially what we're looking for. We're not a sentimental token or anything like that.
No. It has a real use case. It's really true. True. And
but in terms of that, you want to raise quite amount of money. Would you say that 6% liquidity is enough at launch?
We can definitely increase that. I mean, that's probably not the last values that we have over here, right? And probably the vesting, it's also not 100% buried yet. So we can definitely increase the liquidity. That's really not not fixed, not a concern.
Okay, great.
Yeah, but that's a good point about the liquidity. Actually, we can definitely discuss that after the call. That's a good one.
Yeah, if you have little liquidity, you're gonna have a lot of fluctuation. Or if somebody dump early, it will panic the rest, and then you will have a continuous sale.
And like in Norway, Altmanila, then we go whale hunting.
Yep.
It's kind of needed as well for of course for CXs, and it's usual that it is that way because the centralized exchanges, there's no secret that they use market makers, and also tokens with zero taxes, they use market makers. It's just about how you do the market making and who's doing it. And you will get a correction anyways, but the thing is, if we had no vesting, it would have been a higher dump, and then the market maker would have established a floor, and you could have gone that way. But when it comes to financial institutions, crypto ventures, they are not investing big money before they see like stability in the chart for at least 6 months. So to also keep that stability, you need to have vesting periods for the seed and private and the public rounds as well.
But basically, when vesting, right, that you cannot consider vesting period part of market dynamics, right? That's kind of kind of hold the line principle at stake, and that you just have to have whatever principle at stake, and then you can hedge it, right? They can put design contracts that can take hedges against these tokens they don't even own, right? And then just whatever, and they pile big short at it, and you still go bust, right? So, I personally, I think vesting is just, that's just me maybe shooting in my own leg, but I think it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, it's about building trust with your investors as well, and I agree with you to a certain degree on that. But when it comes to the serious investors, it's necessary. But when it comes to we have seen several projects without vesting, and and they have done great as well because they have solid market makers. But yeah, it's all about your contacts to the financial institutions and those large scale investors, of course.
Yeah,
And you should focus on building trust with your investors, and like how can we get them to hold instead and build that trust.
Yeah, basically the trust is now in Rosy's track record, right? So that's one. Rosy can be her strategy gap 3.5 can be applied as market making principle, right? So that's yeah. So we could do market making, sustain ourselves with market making, right? So that would not be an issue. But all you need to have for good market making is deep pockets, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
And not so deep as FTX and Almeida. That's kind of lame, obviously, but
For sure. Okay, so if the guys here are going into the private sale, their token price is how much from launch?
So it's a 0.025, while the public is and launch is 0.05.
So by going into private and then vesting, they will have 2x.
Yeah,
correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that a good upside from just aping at launch or the first dip and not having to vest for 10 months?
I have some inputs on this as well. If you look into projects from the DeFi space that we are used to, that lists on PancakeSwap, they have heavily corrections. When it comes to projects that list on CXs, like major ones, they are going access on launch anyways, and you don't see the launch price everywhere. Of course, they can have corrections, but they do have the instant access usually.
Yeah.
And you can look into this on CMC and all those sites as well. And so that it will go below the launch price when it's listing on several large scale CXs. I don't see that as a problem in my eyes.
Yeah, and exactly that's what happens. If you probably launch at the top of or at the end of the bull market, right? Like what we've seen in the last 10 months when everybody was like crazy going down. But if you see, if you list before the bull market or at the beginning of the bull market, again, then the reality is different.
Yeah, that's true. And even if it's difficult, right? In the sense that if you, we do have things with Apollo X ongoing, right? So basically hedges could be available, right? So market making hedges to stabilize the price, that could be, but it's still, so what I really like is to just have the same stability in the token as we see with Rosy, right? That would be appreciable. And then you have to cover a lot of sell pressure. You have to dampen buy pressure because then you have to go kind of opposite, right? And then, market make by supporting liquidity volume, liquidity and yes. Yeah, we could, yeah. That's kind of. And but that's a really neat project to launch in that way, right? That's really neat to approach it like that.
Right.
Yeah, I think there's a case for it to be made. Yeah.
So if then now people want to put in their money into the private sale, is it live or does it go live?
Not yet, but soon it will be live, and we're going to share the URL, of course, with everybody.
Yeah, correct. There are basically, because it's a token, right? And if it's now launched as is, as current contract is, then it would probably be deemed a security, right? So, and that's kind of a thing we really need to figure out, because that would really suck, because they will hunt down a lot of Ethereum-based project or ERC20 or token-based project in the coming era, right? So, and then you think, oh, we are good, and then you have regulation at your doorstep and say, oh, thank you, bye-bye. And then you thought you got rich, and then you still get rich, even with the best of the approaches, right? Oh,
correctly. So we make sure that we don't get labeled as security, and we don't get any other legal trouble. And in the end, it will be bad for everybody, for the business and for the people who invested.
Yeah.
Well, so that's why.
I'd rather be diligent than be greedy, guys. Yeah.
What's the max BNB private sale? How much could you put in?
Sorry?
How much amount could you put in the private sale?
For the private sale? No, not sure at the moment. It will be maybe 10K a person or something like that. Maybe Gabriela, maybe do you know what we have defined? I don't remember actually right now if we have a value.
Yeah, so the minimum is 1,000 USD. This is what you can start with, and the maximum is 10,000. This is what we would like.
10,000 or 15K, something along those lines.
Yeah, you don't want to have a few people holding a very big pockets, ideally. So yeah, this is what we aim for.
Be like 1%, 2% for max bag.
I really have difficulty receiving your.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't hear you.
So how many percent will it be? Like 1% max bag, 2% max bag?
Oh, that these numbers, Lucas. Get the data, please.
Which numbers we're talking about? I'm actually not sure.
Max buy.
Yeah, the max
10,000. Yeah, $10,000 will give you X amount of tokens, and that will be X amount percent of total.
It will be 0.25%.
You have to calculate, right? I mean, you have to just count
0.25%.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah,
gotcha.
That's your question. Yeah, sorry.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I thought, how much will it go up? How much will it go up?
Yeah, I was also thinking about that. I kind of predicting or something. I was like, damn.
Oh man. Oh man.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, cool stuff, guys. Yeah, we started off with a fast track 18 minutes AMA, but now we've stayed for 1 more hour, so that's good.
Yeah.
That always happens when I'm in the talk, right? So.
Yeah, you warned us at the beginning.
Yeah. Oh no, Tim is calling. Don't pick up. Don't pick up.
Now I also have a few. I can showcase the front end because I have it open here. So let's.
Sure.
Oh yeah, awesome. That's version 2-ish.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, let me open it.
So the V2 design. Can everyone see my screen here now?
Yep.
Yeah. So we saw a bit about it when Lucas here showed it earlier. Like he showed that you can select different strategies.
Yeah.
You will have these low risk strategies that basically trades on a few pairs. You can trade on BTC, ETH, and those pairs. And there will also be multi-coin strategies that is a bit higher risk. You can also create your own strategies and select what pairs you want to trade on. That's up to your preferences, and you can connect with what exchange account you want to. For example, let's say that you have 100 grand on Binance and you don't want to risk take that personal risk with that amount of money. You can register on another exchange and put in your desired amount on that exchange account and connect it with API to Rosy.
Yeah.
And basically, where do we have it now? Let's see. Yeah, we saw that. Let me find it here real quick.
Oh, you have access to the design. Oh, cool.
Yes, let's see. Yeah, here you can also see that you can create a strategy.
Yeah.
Just simple. Here you can basically search up desired coins, and you have the portfolio dashboard that also Lucas showed us earlier. So not much new to see here. But you have, what we didn't show is basically the referral system.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's not like 100% done, but this is some of it. Designer is still finalizing like small details.
Yeah, and this is. Shall I talk a little bit about the referral system?
Yeah.
It's really. I think it's one of the most awesome things that is. No, not really, but sort of one of the most awesome things that is in there, right? Basically, obviously, when it's bear market, right? You know the market goes down, right? And then of the whole strategy is like, okay, take easy with your money, don't invest everything, just go slow. But even if you go in slow, you will see some drawdown, right? Like maybe 3%, maybe 4%. You cannot prevent drawdown, basically. That's the whole case of it, right? And then people, and that combined with people being like, like impatient, because 99% of the traders are out there are impatient because they want to get rich quick. So, and then basically what we then have to offer is like, okay, we have a referral system, in the sense that if you pre-fund your account, right? Because we work on a credit basis, you put in a quarter and the jukebox plays principle, right? So funny. And so you put in like, let's say you pre-fund it 10%, or you stake X amount of tokens or whatever, basically currently it's, if you stake up to, if you put up 5% pre-funding, then you can be eligible for 5% of the money your referrals deposit. Like if your friend deposits like $15 or $100, you get the 5% of his deposit, which he pre-funded his account by, right? So, and the beauty is, this really works when you are kind of in a bear market that covers sentiment, that gives people kind of handles to make the most out of it, because they can refer friends, right? Oh, look, I need basically what they feel is, I need money, so let me get some friends involved, right? And that's good, because these friends enter like when the market is low, right? Which is kind of favorable for you want to enter. People enter the system when you are kind of, when the majority experience a little bit of a drawdown, right? So, and then we start to incentivize by having this referral system in place, and so on and so on. So that is kind of really, and if it's bull, obviously, then the craziness is then, you can walk, that's kind of crazy. Bull is always crazy, right? Almost forgot about it after 1.5 years of bear. So, but still, so this whole referral system is really doing what it is designed to do: have people attract other people when they have experienced a little drawdown by trading, right? So, and that's just the beauty of it. So it's kind of auto-sustaining in that sense. It's deriving its momentum from people's emotions, and then it is directed into the direction you need to have the system. Yeah, so that's awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that maybe you say, yeah, okay, fine.
Yeah, it's a great awesome. Great idea, and you are reaching another market as well, and influencers and yeah, people with networks will also look into this.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, of course.
Yeah,
correct. You give everybody a little handle, right?
You do.
You give them, yeah, and I think that's important, right? Have impact, have influence, have obviously it's set and forget. but it's also awesome that you can have a little bit, and that's why also the collection came into being, right? Basically, people have their own preferences, certain coin picks, right? And I want this coin, that coin, I want to have this coins and whatever. You can choose them. You know, your combination, your coin picks will be unique. Your coin picks will be unique to whatever, to your pick. They end up at a public dashboard. You can be proud of your coin picks, right? People can subscribe to your coin picks. We could even introduce an incentive system on the best coin picks, right? So you get a little bit of extra referral, whatever. And all these kind of things are really capable. We are capable of with version v2.1, right? So that's you know. And it's almost done.
That's coming from the feedback of the people, you know, because we launched MVP in June last year, so all those features are also coming from the people. Okay, we can continue. You know, let's not overspeed about the same.
Yeah.
See.
We also have the staking panel here on my screen. So so you will be able to see your staking rewards, and you can stake tokens and have benefits of staking your tokens. Also, when it comes to referrals, as it says, to increase your commission rate, you have to stake at least 20,000 Rosy tokens. So there will be several use cases when it comes to the staking and referral system. And for basically, you'll be rewarded if you stake certain amount of tokens.
Yeah.
This is currently the dark mode design, and they are working on light as well. So there will be dark mode and it will be light mode for those that want that. I think you have seen the rest actually, because we showed the portfolio dashboard. Yeah, I think that pretty much was it.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that was everything from my side.
Yeah. So the last but not least, guys, where can we keep up to date with you? Is it Telegram, Twitter, Discord, any other socials?
So definitely most active on Telegram. Actually, you will find all of us on Telegram talking every single day. That's a place number one, and definitely, you know, we when something very important pops up, Twitter and Medium are the next places where we post major updates, right? But I mean, if you join our Telegram group, then you will be good to go, really.
Yeah, that's nice. We like the Telegram the most. Also, we have some gamers that are also on Discord, of course, for other reasons, but we feel most comfortable with Telegram, and Twitter, of course.
Yeah, me too.
Great, guys. So
Awesome.
I think we're going to wrap it up there. And of course, we're going to do a follow-up AMA also when we get closer to launch or after launch. We'll see about that when you also kind of have progressed on your IDO sales and everything.
Yeah, there will also be several AMAs with the partners that Lucas spoke about earlier, and those will be announced in the Telegram and on Twitter, and there will also be with several influencers. There will be AMAs.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for coming, and we'll look forward to push the private sale live, and also get some beans in, of course. Looking forward to the progress that you're making from now on to launch.
Awesome, guys. Thank you very much.
Yes, guys. Awesome. Thank you. And till next time, I see you in our group.
Yeah, for sure.
One quick question here. Do you use the raw API data from the exchanges?
Yeah.
So you have a full control. Yeah, you have full control of liquidation levels, net position, heat maps, open interest profiles, stuff like that.
We have every little bit of data of the exchange you need to. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, from what I From what I understood as well from Gabriel, that you sold some similar software to Exchange a few years ago.
Yeah, Binance. That became the grid strategy on Binance. True. Yeah.
2017 to 18. It's the beginning.
Yeah. That put me like, okay, I can do this for me, right? And that's when really things. I went into full development.
Good. Was there any concerns there, Kjetil?
No, not really. I'm just make sure they're maximized, because if you have that information as raw API, it's much easier to do deals and prediction where actually the market is heading, because usually you go towards the highest liquidation level or liquidity. In a trade. If it dries up, you're getting closer to a bottom or a top. If liquidity dries up, right, it's easier to predict where we're actually going.
Yeah, you can correlate it to there's a lot to be correlated, because you can calculate the average leverage people have, right? That you can and then you can expect at these levels we expect the huge liquidation to up or downside, and that's kind of. But that's
it will give you exact. It will give you exact location where people liquidate by the dollars.
Well, exact being true. Exact is, but this data is open to everybody that can read out the exchange, right? So it's awesome. But you are not the only one that's eyeballing that same data set, right? So then it's kind of okay. How can you make sure? Because these kind of moments are kind of then you can see that the exchanges get a little bit stressed on these particular moments, right? Because this is public data, and that's where you see the connectivity issues getting into the game, and then they pull the broker narrative. So if you then think you have a position, and then they pull the broker narrative, and then you lose connectivity. And if you do leverage on that particular trade, you cannot close it or you cannot open it. And if you cannot close it, then you're screwed, because then you get wigged out to up or down.
Yeah, but you don't open a position without the stop loss. You set the stop loss before you set the position, more or less.
Yeah, well, back in the days, they would not allow you to set your stop first, right? Well,
I've been BitMEX. I burned 1.1 Bitcoin in a short that got squeezed out. So yes, I know that works.
Nasty. Yes. True. Oh man, funny. Yeah.
I still have them email.
Oh man, yeah. Also, I have so many emails. Oh man, yeah. Back in the days, sure. 64 Bitcoin. Oh, wow. Ow. Oh man, yeah. But basically, these things are, that's ancient history by now. But still, they are a good trophy. Yeah.
Okay, I'm closing the recording. You can talk afterwards, but I just settled the score here officially. So thank you guys, and
thank you too, and have a nice evening, nice week, etc. And talk to you guys later.
Yeah,
thank you guys.
See you soon, guys.
Okay, hey,
right.
Take care.
Ciao.
So then I stop the recording.